Hello,
Hello, we are live.
we are
We are
live.
back after a few days of not going on live session.
Yes, we are so busy and so tired. Um, sometimes it's a blessing and a curse in the summertime because
Yeah, it's just so nice outside.
it's so nice outside, and I wake up early as well because obviously it's morning time and everything. There's sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, for those of you who don't
Nice.
know us, my name is
Is
VJ,
yeah, and I'm Melissa.
and she's my wife Melissa. And
Yes, and he's my husband,
what do we do?
VJ.
What do we do here?
And we help people get started in the online space by starting their very own online business.
Mm-hmm.
We provide all the tools, the system, the training,
Mm-hmm.
and mentorship,
Mm-hmm.
right? Pretty much anything that you need to get started and make it successful, right?
That's right. And it's so easy to say, right? But it's more
Yeah, it's a long
it's a long
process,
process, and
but it's a good question now. So we're gonna go dive deep in the topic because is online business hard, right?
Mhm. And on that note, we are still in our challenge of living for 90 days. We
Yes.
are almost there, because today is day number.
54.
There
Yeah.
you go. We actually have some business partners that started this later than us. So we started
Yes.
10 or 15 days ahead of them.
Yeah.
And now we're like
And
10,
now
15 days
they're ahead of
behind.
us. Then, yeah.
So
Yes.
congratulations
Yes. It's the
for
power of consistency, right?
power of consistency. And so we're going to talk about this question because this came up just recently. Is online
Yes.
business hard,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think, it's an interesting question. But
Mm-hmm.
before I answer that question, actually, just some updates. We're so excited because next week is gonna be our long-awaited travel week, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. So we
and
are.
we are getting ready. Uh, Kids are also getting ready. We need to be in a little bit in shape, right? So we do a little bit of cardio,
Yeah.
just to put up that stamina back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because especially with the kids, when you're walking a lot and carrying them on your shoulders and things like
Yeah.
that, you need to be pretty
In
much
shape.
in shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and today we also did a nice walk, um, and I cooked some fried rice as well as some fish, and we ate. And I was thinking maybe, mommy, I should do some mukbang channel,
Yeah.
right? Something that we could do in the future.
Yeah. Sure.
Anyways, guys, all right, back to our question. Is online
Yes.
business hard, right? Just like any other business, it is it can be hard, right? So it depends on how
Yes.
you look at it,
How
right?
you follow
How
the
you follow.
training, I guess. If if you don't follow the training, it could be hard for you if you're doing it all alone, right? If you don't reach out to your mentor and coach, it could be hard, right? Um,
It can be easier as well,
could be
right?
easier.
Um, because the way we look at it is any business, I would say any business is hard, right?
Yes.
Especially in the beginning. And it makes it even harder if you are in a traditional form of business.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you traditional business owners out there, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to creating your own business plan, to
Yes.
finding out your products or your services,
Mm-hmm.
finding or trusting suppliers,
Yes.
logistics, sales and marketing, accounting, finance,
Mm-hmm.
and the list goes on, right?
Yeah.
And if it was easy, everybody would have been entrepreneurs and everybody would have been successful. And so, the question is really an easy thing to answer, for the most part, right? Um, it is hard, but it is simple. Okay, so the way the online business is structured is that they took away the majority of those, of
Of
having a
the
warehouse, of having
yeah.
inventory, of having to have staff and
Yeah,
admin and
logistics, all those
logistics.
kind of things.
Yeah.
You don't even have to worry about. All you need to do is to just submit paperwork, fill
Mhm.
up the paperwork, follow the training, what how to fill out the paperwork. It literally just tell you which just which blanks you need to
Right,
fill.
everything
So
is,
pretty much.
yeah, everything is in the training, right? In terms of what Mel is saying, it
Mhm.
will also tell you, or it will even tell you what to click, what to check, what to put
Yes.
in those blank spaces.
Yeah.
And it's incredible system, you guys, because you're able to do all of this without prior setting them up. If you have watched the webinar, they talk about the different tools you need in order to start an online business. And those tools can take some time to learn, right? There's a ton of tools out there. And on top of that, they're expensive, right? Um, Upwards to about between $20,000 to $25,000, or even $27,000 just to get started on the tools, right? And you have to pay that pretty much, on your capital out of your pockets.
Yes.
Obviously, you're not making money in the first run, first few months of your business.
Yes, but that's not the online business.
That's not what we have. That's not
yes.
the system that we have.
Yeah,
But
just in case you just came in on that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Compared to other
Former
businesses
businesses, yeah.
online, there are some funnels that you need to pay, apps that you need to pay, designers like what do you call that? The website designers,
Admin
funnel
people,
makers, like
technicals.
admin, like all those things have like we have an admin system that does the work for us. But there is no recurring fees, and that's what we love about that. There's no like monthly fees or anything like that for the business, right?
And the cool thing about it, guys, is that you can get started just by watching the webinar.
Mhm.
A majority of this information is actually in the webinar, and you're able to really have at least what you have information of what you need in order to get started.
Yes.
The good thing about it too is that after the webinar, there is a one-time fee, right? Registration fee, and really, even then, that is actually refundable as well. So there is a guarantee. If you don't,
for the first 30
for
days.
the first 30 days, if you don't like it, doesn't jive with you, you can refund right away.
Yes.
Right? No questions
Yeah.
asked. But as long as you are, in the research phase, you want to know, get to know
Yes.
what this process looks
Wanna
like,
see
what
if
the
it's for
system.
you or not.
Yeah. Feel free. The information is within your fingertips, right?
Yes.
To understand what is hard and what is easy. Jim Rohn said that he defines easy by means of he can do it. When he can do something, it's easy, right? When he can do something, it's easy. And therefore, what makes it hard? What makes it hard, right? Like, if you can read, if you can write, if you can follow instructions, if you're coachable, if you're willing to learn, if you're being mentored, and if you're in the right mindset, if you are all of these things and you can do it, right?
Yeah.
It is easy, you guys, right?
I think that willingness to learn
right?
is crucial.
But Jim
right?
Rohn also says that. But Jim Rohn, but why? If it's easy, right? Then why couldn't everybody do it? And the other flip side of the coin is that it is easy not to.
Yes.
It is easy not to do it, right? It is easy not to attend a webinar. It is easy not to follow the instructions.
Yeah.
It's easy
Not
not
to
to
follow the
read.
training.
It's easy not to take action. It's
Yeah.
easy not to do things.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, it is so true to all the things that we do, you guys. It is easy not to respond, to the calling,
Yeah.
right? It is easy to ignore things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it is easy also to do things, right? To do
Mhm.
it step by step. It is easy to take action, right?
Mhm.
Click that button or reach out or
Yeah.
just type that message. If you still have your fingers and you can type on your computer or your cell phone,
Mhm.
it is so easy, guys, to reach out to us,
Yeah.
right? But remember, it is also easy not to reach out to us, right? Um, we're a member of the Christian group ministry of the Catholic Church called Couples for Christ. And one of the teaching there said that it was so funny. He goes, one of our leaders actually, um, had a teaching,
Mhm.
and he said that God has a plan for you, but don't forget that the devil has a plan as well, right? There's always this yin and yang. There's always this positive and negative. There's always two sides of the coin, right? And there's always going to be this war, tag of war, that you're trying to balance, right? And so that's where things can become hard, um,
Mhm.
because it's easy not to do it because again, there's plans for you.
Mhm.
Both of those forces have plans for you,
Yeah.
right? The good force have plans for you, and
Mhm.
the evil one also has plans for you, right? Obviously, he wants you to be in his side, right? And I felt that when we started the online business.
Mhm.
In the beginning, we were really
We were still
skeptical,
skeptical.
right?
Yeah.
I started the
But
business
good
with
thing DJ is a risk taker.
yeah.
Right.
I started the business with the skepticism,
Yeah.
but then again, there's a part of me that I'm a risk taker and that I really want to do it, right?
Yeah. I just want to see what
just
it
want to
is.
see it, just want to try.
Like.
I
Right.
laughed. I laughed at the product, knowing that, oh my gosh, that is so simple, right? I mean, like, I've known about the products way before this online business actually happened,
Yes.
and I'm like,
We
oh
have
my gosh,
seen
if
how
it's
people do it
offline, right?
offline.
And I used to say to Mel, like, I'm never gonna do that, right? I'm never gonna do that. Like, that's impossible for me. To go reach out to friends and family and
And do
constituents.
presentations, like you're gonna
No,
show how to use it and
no
all
way,
those kind of things.
no way. I'm not gonna do that, right?
And but the thing is, we don't do all that. We don't do presentations. We don't reach out to friends and families. Are you okay? Right.
And we don't do selling. We don't,
We don't
do
do selling,
any of that,
any
right?
of that. And pretty much what you see, that's what we do. But there are some things in the background that we do, right? We answer questions. Um, we
attend
make
meetings.
attend meetings,
Video calls.
masterminds, right? And we get updated in the training if there's any update. And we also do advertising, right? We shoot videos and
Shoot videos,
yeah,
create
and
content.
all of that is in the training. You're if you do ever want to check it out, um, all the things that you need to learn is in the training. Yeah, you want to try?
Guys, the topic really just is about, is online business hard, right? Of course it can be hard, right? Of course there are some ups and downs and challenges
Yeah,
and
it's never.
temptations.
Yeah, it's not always pretty flowers everywhere.
There's
Or
temptations, there's
yeah.
shiny objects, right? People are constantly asking us to do trading,
like
to learn foreign exchange, to like Bitcoin and all of these things. We I am tired of all those shiny objects, right?
Yeah, we just
Um,
want to stick
you stick to
to
what
the one that
you
has proven
that gave you
that
results.
already gave us results
Yes.
and has already given us that supplemental income
Mm-hmm.
that's been. And plus we also have a team now that we are supporting, right? And we want to get them started for success as well,
Mm-hmm.
and um, get get as much support to them as possible.
You know, uh, ups and downs in the business is normal, right? Like, I mean, we've had so many other businesses in the past, and there's a lot of
Maybe so.
challenges, and there's a lot of startup challenges. In
Yes.
fact, I recently started a startup company, right? Um, and that itself is a challenge, right? To get things moving,
Oh, careful, careful.
to
Careful, baby.
establish a product, a service, that is going to be reliable, that is going to work, right?
Yes.
And and that alone is a big hurdle. It's just a big hump, right, that we need to go through. But after a year, right, or maybe not even a year, right? Like probably like within 6 months, right? We're able to create a solid foundation of this business, right? We're able to create systems. We're able to create services, and it's the same thing with the online business, you guys. Like, I mean, if imagine if you show up every single day on training, on masterminds, on your business, right? Creating contents, creating ads, right? Creating copies, right? Imagine if you actually show up every day as well, right?
Yes.
What can you accomplish in 3 months?
Yes.
In
Can you
two,
imagine how much you will know, right? Like all the things that you get to know by doing that every day,
Mhm.
right?
And and it's a compounding effect, because the more you
Okay.
the more you the more you know, the more the knowledge gets compounded, right?
And things gets easier, right? The more you know something.
And it's not just
And
about
just takes practice, I guess. Yeah.
and it's just not about the way you know things, right? It's not just about knowledge. It's about how you execute things as well, right? How you do one thing is how you do everything. It's another
Yeah.
learning lesson from one of our mentors. And when you look at things and you do certain things, that's exactly what you're gonna do on the
Yeah.
other things, right? In terms of a business or opportunity. If you're lousy on doing things, you're probably going to be lousy doing other things, right?
If you're a hard worker, then you're probably gonna be uh, doing hard work in the other things that you're
Mhm.
doing, right?
And so many things that can make this business hard, but it shouldn't be, though, right? You shouldn't have to go through the same pains and aches
Yes.
of those you preceded,
Yes.
because when a path is already been um, found,
Established,
right?
yeah.
So it's established, or it's created.
Yes.
Um, all you really got to do is to follow that path, right?
Yes.
Especially
And
if
you
those.
learn from other people, right, who have been there and who actually went through the journey, right? So it's really surrounding yourselves with people who have done it, right? Because that way then you can maybe see what they've done, right? And follow them, copy and paste. And then
Oh, it's not
maybe
trading,
there
you
are
guys.
some
Copy and
mistakes.
paste.
Copy and paste. No, it's not copy
It's
and
not.
paste.
That's not what we meant. But it's
But
more
it's
of following the same path
yes, yeah.
of those people
Strategies,
strategies.
right? Like
Yeah.
and also if they have done some mistakes, right, they can share those things to you so that maybe so that you don't get to do the same mistakes,
It's
right?
interesting, because the way you look at it is that people, if you are all in the mountain, and you're all climbing this big mountain, and then everybody's struggling in the beginning, and you have all these people that are so fast in advancing, and then all of a sudden you've seen this one person
Yeah.
coming from the bottom of the mountain up to the top of the mountain in record time. You know, you can't help but ask, how did you do it? How did you climb the mountain so fast? And and I think one of the key things there is that follow the track of that particular person, of how they did it,
Yeah.
but not necessarily step by step though, right? Like there
Yeah.
could be other
You could-
avenues that makes you attain the top of the mountain right away. But here's the thing, guys, is that when that person reaches the top of the mountain, you can definitely ask that person, how is it like there, out up there,
Yes.
right? Can you show us? Like, can you describe to
Yeah,
us
how does it feel?
how does it feel? What does it look like out there?
Yes.
And when they describe it to you and they picture it in your mind, or maybe take a picture and actually showed it to you, and you finally saw it, you finally saw how much they earn, you finally saw, the income potential and all of these things, right? It is really difficult to unsee it. Meaning, somebody's already there, somebody's already shown you.
Yes, using
Like
the same system, the
you-
same process, same training, same community, right? Um,
like what's there to think about? What's
yes,
there
if
to?
it's possible for them,
That's
it's
right.
possible for you too.
Mhm.
Like really, the only thing that's hindering us is, is it us? It's us.
There was
It's not taking action.
there's a quote that said, um, I would climb that mountain and I would do it so hard that um, you would, that if I don't attain it, you would see me dying right uh, on the side of the road or on the side of the mountain. So meaning, it's either attaining or obtaining that goal of climbing the mountain, or you would see yourself just being dead on the road, right on the way to the top. And that picture is so vivid to me, that people in this journey are actually um, in that path as well, right? You've seen them either attaining the mountain or just falling off the wagon and completely just not doing anything, right? um, and it could be so extreme that there are some instances, challenges in our lives where we didn't want to climb the mountain anymore. We just want to go downhill and just go back to our house, right? um, and in those
Or
times,
just glide.
or
on
just
the-
glide,
Yeah.
or in those times, right? Those are the crucial times that we realize that we should have pushed harder. We should have pushed to the top, right? Because we're so close. And I was telling Mel when we were just walking, this afternoon. It's a nice sunny weather here in Alberta right now in Canada. Uh, and when we were walking, I was telling her that if we could have done this, we should have probably had this. If we could have done that, we wouldn't be in this situation, right? And if you notice, there's similarities of those sentences, and it starts with if, right? But it actually didn't happen that way. There was a reason why God gave us the path or the challenges, the mistakes, and all of these things, because we need to experience that in order to know exactly what we really want. Um, and one of my mentors also mentioned to me is like the only time that you really know what you want is that if you've done something that you really don't want.
Yeah.
Interesting, right? Like if you think about that way, it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, that is so true, right? That I would do all these businesses, I would do all these side hustles, I would do all this, like one of my mentors also asked me, Lijay, why did you leave, or why did you let go of your travel agency? And I said, it's not for me, right? Like
Yeah, commission wise, it's a low ticket commission.
it's a low
right?
ticket and high high stress,
demand.
high demand, right? Even though it's a form of online business, even though it's a form of like doing it completely remote,
Mhm.
it's not something that I want to put more effort in the sense of, if you're gonna exert effort, having to sell or having to having to have results on a high ticket item
Yes.
versus a low ticket item is pretty much the same work.
Yes. And this, by the way, is a high ticket. The online business that we're running now, it's a high ticket um, item.
Mhm. And and we're able to do this high ticket thing because we have a system that we follow.
Yeah.
There's a system that gives you step by step
Mhm.
process in order to
Mhm.
get there.
Yeah.
A journey of 1,000 miles begin in a single step, right? And it's the same way how we look at our business partners, right? Members of our community, right? They all got started by watching the webinar, right?
Yes.
A 90-minute webinar. And for
Yes.
some people, it changes their entire lives.
Yes.
Because of this 90-minute webinar, they're able to save up for their college, for their kids' college education funds.
Yeah.
They're able to pay off 80,000, 100,000, 200,000, even $300,000
Yes.
worth of consumer debt. They're able to pay off, mortgages and buy properties
Yeah.
in cash,
And
right?
they're able to quit their jobs, right?
They're
Like,
able
there
to
are some
quit their
people
their
who
jobs that they didn't like,
they didn't
right?
like it, but there are some that
That
stayed
love
in
their
their
jobs. Yeah,
yeah.
I love my job still,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And and this is possible because of this 90-minute webinar
Mhm.
that they watch, right?
Yes.
And that's probably the best time to segment this invitation, you guys, right?
Yeah.
That if you are considering this, if you
Yes.
have looked at some other ads out there, and for some reason you stumbled upon this live webinar, this is the perfect time to reach out to us.
Yes.
This
And
is
it's just a webinar. It's a free webinar, 90-minute webinar. And if you watch it and you don't like what you're hearing, you can stop from there. But if you you know there are some people who want to go through the next step, reach out to us, we'll let you know the next step. And even if you went through the next step and you've seen everything, all the products, all the community, the testimonials, and at the end of it all, um, you still don't want to do it anymore, you still don't want to do it, or don't want to go through with the whole process, and just want to get that refund, then you can do that as well. So there is still that choice there, that if you don't like what you're seeing, you don't have to go through the whole thing too much.
So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. The best way to get started, reach out to us or visit us on vijayandmelissa.com, and uh, uh, watch for the next session that we're gonna do, because we're gonna reflect on this week's live sessions. It took us a while to actually finish an entire week this week, but I think there's gonna be an awesome reflection that we're gonna do tomorrow. Okay.
Yes.
So thanks a lot for watching, you guys. We
Take
love you.
care.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.